5 o'clock, I will call the July 8th Steele County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any additions or corrections to the agenda?
We just have one item that's being brought forward from this evening's work session with regard to the litigation involved in the prescription action.
Okay.
That will go in as 13.
That will be as number 13. So with that, with
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the change.
motion is made and seconded to approve the agenda with the addition of number 13. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pull same sign. Motion carries. Public comment. Those wishing to speak must state their name and address for the record. After they are acknowledged by the board chair, each person will be limited to 2 minutes to make his or her remarks. Steele County is committed to respectful behavior in its work environment and in the boardroom. Speakers should show dignity and respect towards others. Speakers will address all comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner, and will not make comments about any elected or appointed officials or staff. The board may not take action on an item presented during the public comment period unless the item is already on the agenda for action. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during the public comment period to the county administrator for follow-up. Comments from speakers may be curtailed by the board chair if the speaker is argumentative, disrespectful, redundant, or repetitive. There will be no name calling or abusive language permitted. Disrespectful behavior will result in being asked to return to his or her seat or to leave the boardroom. With that, I will take public comment. Who would like to speak?
Good evening, Melissa Zimmerman, 2525 Stony Creek Drive. I had hoped that Steele County would do the right thing and reverse the public comment policy and stop infringing on residents' First Amendment rights. I'm disappointed that that didn't happen, but not surprised. So I'm here tonight to continue to dissent. The revised policy continues to raise serious constitutional concerns. Terms like argumentative, disrespectful, and redundant are vague and subjective, and courts across the country have repeatedly struck down similar policies because they open the door to viewpoint discrimination, a clear violation of the First Amendment. Public meetings are not meant to be safe spaces for elected officials. They are protected spaces for the public where residents have the right to speak, to question, and to hold their government accountable. Sometimes the feedback that's hardest to hear is exactly what needs to be heard. It may be uncomfortable, but it doesn't make it any less valid, and it shouldn't be silenced. Open meeting law violations. Under Minnesota Statute 13D.01 Subdivision 3, and I quote, before closing a meeting, a public body shall state on the record the specific grounds permitting the meeting to be closed and describe the subject to be discussed. Yet the last 3 closed session meetings, May 13th, May 27th, and July 8th tonight, offer no subject description. Minnesota Statute 13D.05 Subdivision 3A also requires that after a closed session for a performance evaluation, and I quote, at its next open meeting, the public body shall summarize its conclusion regarding that evaluation. I raised this concern at the last meeting, and it was publicly dismissed. Meeting minutes do not suffice. Also deeply troubling, residents have been locked out of meetings, 4 out of 4 board meetings this year. This is not the conduct of a transparent or accountable government. So I can't help but wonder, are board members fully aware of these statutory obligations? Or is the legal advice we're receiving possibly incomplete or misleading? Would additional training be beneficial? Please follow the law, uphold the Constitution. We are here because it matters. The decisions you make matter. We matter. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, Matt Sennett, 2519 Stony Creek Drive. I'm also here tonight because of decisions being made outside the public view in some of these closed door meetings. The public has a right to know, not after decisions are finalized, but rather during when the process is in progress and when input still matters. The environmental process is supposed to be built on transparency with sound data shared at every stage so the public can make informed contributions. Instead, residents have been left in the dark. The only way we have been able to access meaningful information is through formal data requests, and even those are often delayed or denied. Key decisions have been made without notice, without recorded votes, and without public input, from hiring consultants to transferring federal funds to shifting scope of major projects. These are not small administrative tasks. They impact neighborhoods, budgets, and trust in government. We're not asking for another open house, we're asking for transparency. We ask that major decisions be made public with recorded votes, and that residents be given the opportunity to offer public comment before those votes occur. It's how we build trust, it's how we uphold accountability, and that's how the government is supposed to work. And I too would like to express the satisfaction with the new public comment policy, or at least most of it. Seems to me like folks are hiding behind that policy versus wanting the truth to be told. And I think we've all been trying to be respectful up here. So I'm not really sure what the need for that public policy edit is all about, but it seems like we should be more concerned with truth than feeling uncomfortable when truth is spoken. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Anyone else, public comment?
Scott Sorensen, 4616 Southeast 18th Street. I'm here today on behalf of my family to respectfully ask the board to reconsider the approval of the County Highway 43, which is the alignment project in Havana. Option 4A was selected. That would cut directly through the center of my family farm. Our farm's been in our family nearly 100 years. I'm proud to be the third generation owner. My son's a mechanical engineer. He's an employee in Owatonna. He had plans to build his future on the family farm, becoming the fourth generation to do so. With that in mind, we recently built a new shop and we've heavily invested in the farm. Current alignment under the 4A option would split the farm in half, disrupt our operations, destroy vital infrastructure. We've built decades building, and it has diminished my son's interest in building on the farm because now there's going to be a high-speed road right beside it. We're also deeply concerned that option 4A was rushed through during a period of leadership transition when previous county engineer had resigned. And there is a better path. Senator John Jasinski proposed option 4B. It's a practical alternative that significantly reduces the impact of the productive farmland in the area while still meeting your objectives of transportation goals and safety. That option deserves serious reconsideration. I've also brought this to the attention of U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who has made it clear that her main objective is protecting farmland, especially when reasonable alternatives exist. Once farmland is gone, it doesn't come back. I've also reviewed Steele County's long-range transportation plans and the state of Minnesota's transportation plans. Neither one meaningfully addresses the rise of autonomous vehicles, which I have commented on previously. They are rapidly becoming a reality. Amazon Zook is producing 10,000 fully driverless vehicles a year and delivering them to cities in the US. There's also Tesla and Waymo. In just a few years, driving or riding beside a driverless vehicle will be as common as receiving an Amazon Prime package on your front step. So I have to ask, why are we building long-term infrastructure? This plan was built on a 20-year plan, I believe, on assumptions that are already outdated. I'm not here to oppose progress, right? I'm here to advocate for smart, future-ready progress that respects a century-old farm and embraces a transportation plan that's fully futuristic. Please reconsider the alignment of County Highway 43, revisit option 4B, and help preserve not only our land, but integrity of decision-making of the Steele County Board. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Any other public comment? Well, 3 times, any other public comment? Public comment closed. Correspondence.
There's none this evening.
No correspondence. That will take us to the consent agenda. Board's wishes.
We're going to move the consent agenda as printed. Second.
Motion's been made. Commissioner Krieger, second by Commissioner Glenn, to approve consent agenda as printed. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. I'll take us to the general agenda. July 11th anniversary report. Page 51.
Rise, you get me today. Right, July anniversary report. Mr. Bedney, adult probation officer for community corrections, 8 years of service. Spring Tigro, adult probation officer 2, community corrections, 8 years of service. Ashley Schultz, adult probation officer 2, community corrections, also 8 years of service. Judd Loftus is a correctional sergeant at the detention center for 17 years of service. Katie Barden, SSTS specialist in the planning and zoning department, 12 years of service. Christian Overland is a correctional officer at the detention center, who just hit 1 year of service. Christy Archambault is a public health nurse at public health with 19 years of service. Chris Demmel, our highway sign technician at the highway department, 29 years of service. Christine Barch is our home health aide, homemaker lead with public health at 13 years of service. Thomas Berger, custodian, facilities and fleet, 8 years of service. Beth Youngwood, public health nurse, public health, 3 years of service. Sean Robbins is a deputy sheriff patrol at the sheriff's office with 11 years of service. Ethan Cousins, assistant director of the IT department, 12 years of service. Adam Rector, sheriff patrol deputy with the sheriff's office, just reached 2 years of service. Daryl Johnston, assistant county attorney with the attorney's office at 1 year of service. And then Jenna Carty is an adult probation officer with community corrections at 2 years of service, which equals 154 years of total service this month. Questions?
Thank you for that report, and thank you to all the employees on their anniversaries. That will take us to number 13. Rob brought an action item to us at our work session for inmate prescription medication. Rob, give us an overview of that.
Sure. Commissioner. Referencing the work session packet has the most up-to-date information. Kind of summary, the 2025 legislature passed a law that went into effect July 1st, 2025. Governor did sign that law into law. That law allowed inmates in any correctional facility to be provided medications that they were previously prescribed. That is a change from current law and practice, which allows the jail's staff, and we hire a company called ACH to administer our requirements for medications and medical treatment at the jail. This law would allow any provider to basically override jail to require the jail provide a medication, irrespective of ACH's opinion, medical opinion. And so this will have very significant impacts on our operations at the jail. Mr. Biotera is the jail administrator and has been trying to work through this. And so the Sheriff's Association has been working with the attorneys from ACH, and we filed a lawsuit last week seeking injunctive relief, meaning relief to stop the law from going into effect. And so my request is that the board consider joining that lawsuit. It's already filed, but we could join as an additional plaintiff or joinder and so forth, so that we would receive notice and be a party to the lawsuit. There's already been a temporary restraining order called a TRO that was agreed to by the Attorney General. The Attorney General represents the state of Minnesota when another agency or other plaintiff sues the state. So we would be suing the commissioner of the Department of Corrections. Because he would be the one that's tasked with enforcing that law. And so there's that 1 month kind of stop, so the law doesn't go into effect now till August 1st. My request is that this is all transpired since the last meeting, and so many other counties will be doing the same, joining up so that they're a party to it. There is no cost to the county if we were to join, other than filing fee to come out of my budget. And then I would represent the county in that matter. And the law was to provide inputs and any agreement to settlement or whatnot that may come out of it, and allow us to voice our concerns and be part of any potential resolution or decision not to seek a resolution and whatnot. So ultimately, the lawsuit is not seeking damages, it's not seeking money, it's seeking court to stop the state from enforcing a newly enacted law. And this is how it's the normal process of when parties disagree about the legality of the law. So I agree with the analysis of the plaintiff, the complaint. I believe that it is unconstitutional. So I would recommend the board take action to preserve our rights in this matter.
Thank you, Rob. Motion. I would entertain a motion to authorize the county attorney to file suit to join other counties to challenge the constitutionality and enforceability of a statutory amendment adding subdivision 4F to Minnesota statutes 2024 section 241.021, which was recently enacted as the 2025 session. District Court file 62-CV-25-5225. Carol, move that motion. Okay. Do you hear a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion or comments? This was in our work session, and from what we see, it just increases the county's liability immensely. So there's nothing we see that would be to our benefit. So that's why we're doing this motion. With that, I will call the question. Those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. That'll take us to informational items. We got the 2025 performance measure annual report on page 52 of your packet. Internal Central Services minutes from Tuesday, July 8th on page 60. Then we'll go to the Commissioner's report. Anything else for Rob?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Commissioner Krieger?
July 1st, I had criminal justice meeting at the courthouse. July 7th, I had a Association of Minnesota Counties Business Partnership meeting up in St. Paul, and it was a very interesting meeting. It had to do with possible health insurance alternatives and enhancements, and there were some interesting things talked about that could not only save counties money, but also put some money back in the pockets of our employees as well. I did attend the Planning Commission meeting last night. The possible manufacturer and grower of cannabis is there's a location that's been cited in Steele County, so that was a topic last night. And we had Public Works this morning. I held an in-prairie finance this afternoon and the work session before county board meeting.
Commissioner.
Okay, next week.
Renee, you have anything for us?
I've been sitting on the Main Street Project Management Team meetings, and just want to make everyone aware that there's an open house planned for July 17th at 4 p.m. at OPU. And they will be identifying kind of the latest update and soliciting public input regarding crossways and other elements of that particular project. And then following that meeting, they will probably move to a 30% plan set for that particular project. We are still on track to complete any environmental analyses necessary by December 1. with full plans available by everyone in order to qualify for the use of the federal money.
On June 25th, I attended Campbell's swearing in ceremony. July 8th, we had Public Works Committee and then work session before here.
Thank you. Commissioner Glenn?
Last week I sat in interviews for planning and zoning director. I attended the ICS meeting and the work session today.
June 27th, I had an information meeting with Min Prairie. On the 30th, I had a planning and zoning interviews. The first was internal essential services. The second was a 911 joint powers. Last night, 7th, was planning and zoning meeting and work session before this meeting. That'll take us to our next meeting notices, land use records. Thursday, July 10th at 8 o'clock in the boardroom. Public Safety and Health Committee, Tuesday, July 22nd, 8 o'clock in the boardroom. Our next county board work session will be Tuesday, July 22nd, 4 o'clock in the boardroom. The next county board meeting will be the 22nd, 5 o'clock in the boardroom. With that, we will be going into closed session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation, attorney-client privilege, pursuant to Minnesota statute 13D.05 subdivision 3B. With that, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session. So moved. Motion by Glenn, second by Abby, to go into